During the summer in Kentucky, business owners need to be mindful of two things. One, the working hours that are restricted for employing teenagers, and the duties. Employment of minors is divided into two categories, 14 and 15-year-olds versus 16 and 17-year-olds. And there are different rules for each category when it comes to the hours per week and per day that each can work. So for 14 and 15-year-olds during the summer, which is defined as between June 1st and Labor Day, if school is not in session, they can work up to 8 hours a day, a maximum of 40 hours per week. For 16 and 17-year-olds, there are no restrictions. That's easy. So during the summer when they're not in school, then you can have them work as many hours as possible. If you are employing a student who, for example, lives in Indiana, you can't just presume that between June 1st and Labor Day, it is the summer and these rules apply. So the other unique aspect about employing minors is that you have to give them a 30-minute meal break for every 5 hours worked, and it must be documented. Business owners must also train all of their managers on the rules, and so all the managers need to also understand where the minors can and can't work and for how long they can and can't work, because they're the ones who are typically assigning duties and creating schedules. So you must provide that training. Every minor should be provided a copy of the minor rules. There is a poster it should also be posted in your break room, but it is something that you can print out from the Commonwealth and have the minor sign it, acknowledging receipt of the copy of the rules. You have to also make sure that you maintain proof of age on file. That shouldn't be a problem because we usually keep that anyway, but you'd be surprised that there are employers that don't keep some of that documentation. Another area that I think is important is to keep copies of text messages. A lot of minors will communicate via text, and it's important if your managers are communicating that way that those become part of the business record. Just some areas of best practice, you have to make sure you understand school schedules, as I talked about with different states, but you also have to be mindful of extracurricular activities and exam periods and give a little leeway and flexibility to the minors for those. Some employers might find it easy to provide a different color name tag or lanyard for a minor so that everyone in the facility knows that person is a minor, they shouldn't be going next to any of the particular dangerous equipment or tools that we discussed. You're gonna have to post signs to make sure everyone is aware that minors need to stay away. Make sure that the job description for a minor is clear and signed by them. So again, you have proof of what you've asked them to do, what you're expecting of them, and that you're in compliance with the law. Otherwise I would just say check in with the minors and provide them with one-on-one training or someone to shadow who has more experience, because remember, this is probably their first job and their first experience interacting with maybe customers or a boss, and it's really important to make sure that they're trained in all aspects of the job, not just hours of work. Employers also need to be mindful of not retaliating against an employee who's a minor who may raise questions about whether they're being employed in compliance with the law. And that could mean something as simple as changing their duties or scheduling them during exam periods, something that would tend to dissuade someone from coming forward. All of these violations, whether it's retaliation or exceeding hours of work or duties, can result in fines and penalties as are prescribed by the statute, and they can be significant. These laws are in place to benefit both the employer and the employee who happens to be a minor. And again, I just emphasize that we need to train our young people how to have a job, how to show up on time, how to interact with the public, how to interact with bosses and coworkers, and it is valuable for them as well as the businesses. And I would encourage all businesses to employ minors, but you must have a good understanding of the rules because there are pitfalls if we do not.